In 2007, I was working for the Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of the state of California, and I was at Bay City's Lodge giving a presentation about charitable giving. And after my presentation, the brethren wanted to deliberate and take a vote, and so they asked me if I would retire from the lodge room. And so I went outside the lodge room, and in the lobby was Bill Adams, a Mason I knew very well, and another Mason that I'd never seen before, Stan Vasilovich. And so I sat down next to Stan, and Bill introduced me to him, and Stan immediately went into telling stories. And he was telling the story about him during the war. In 1945, he was on the USS Bailey in the Pacific Theater, and his ship was under attack from kamikaze pilots, and Stan was stationed in a gun emplacement firing at the kamikaze pilot as it was coming in on the ship. And Stan fired all the way to the end, and the plane exploded underneath his gun platform. And Stan said the next thing that he realized was that he was on a hospital ship in the Pacific Ocean.
And we came under a heavy air attack, and 3 planes dove down on my ship. One strafed us from bow to stern. The other one hit us with a 500-pound bomb that almost blew the number 2 turret off the ship. It teetered way over. And the third plane was a kamikaze. He dove into the ship. About 78 guys were killed and wounded, and the ship was raging with fire. And had it not been for the shipmates that weren't wounded to put the fire out, if the fire would have reached the number 2 magazine, the ship would have exploded. I was hit in the shoulder with a bomb fragment. I was on a 20-millimeter anti-aircraft battery. It took 4 of us to man the gun. I had a trunnion operator, a loader, a phone talker, and I was the gunner and the gun captain. And I was hit in the shoulder with a bomb fragment. I was taken off the ship pretty fast, along with a lot of the other wounded. And we went back to Leyte, and from Leyte we went to New Maya, Caledonia, where I had surgery on my shoulder. And about 2 months hence, I came to Oak Knoll Naval Hospital, where I had a second operation on my shoulder. And with that, I came home. I never went back, and that was the end of it. Oh, yeah, and I had the bomb fragment that hit me in the shoulder severed my nerve, and I have atrophy in my left hand, and I could hardly open my fingers for a long time. But I took therapy over the years, and I still don't have the motor work in the tips of my fingers, but at least I have an arm and a hand. And like my dad said to me when I came home, he said, "You got a lucky wound." So anyway, they never took me back, and that ended my naval career, and I'm happy to be here. I had a great day today. I got so melancholy yesterday, so sentimental, I could hardly talk. So I appreciate what the Masons have done for all of the California veterans, whether they were Masons or non-Masons. I truly, unequivocally enjoyed it. So thanks very much.
And so eventually Stan made his way to Oak Knoll Hospital in Oakland. And then Stan related this story about how this Mason in 1946 used to come down and pick him up in his Chrysler. They would get a strawberry milkshake, and then they would go and study his ritual work. And I said to Stan, his name was Alfred Peterson. And Stan looked at me and said, "How did you know?" And I said, "You're talking to his grandson." And there was only one person that I know that loved strawberry milkshakes, drove a Chrysler, was a Mason, and was running around the Oakland area in the 1940s, and that was my grandfather.